Livia Tosici-Bolt has been found guilty at Poole Magistrates Court of 2 charges of breaching a buffer zone outside an abortion clinic in Bournemouth.
Now, some will see this as a threat to freedom of expression. Director, Family Education Trust and former Executive Officer of Right to Life, Peter Williams, joins us now. Peter, what do you make of this particular ruling?
I just think it's symptomatic of the broader injustice of saying that we're going to criminalise people for offering help to women or offering an alternative perspective on what is going on in particular places around the country. I mean, this is a woman who was not blocking a highway. She wasn't doing any harm to anyone. She wasn't harassing anyone by shouting at them or calling them names. All she was simply doing, as far as I can see, according to the reports that we've heard, is offering support, offering an alternative perspective. I'm here to talk. That's literally all she was saying, and that's what we're criminalising.
Yes, but no. That's not what they're criminalising. They're not criminalising her holding the placard. They're saying that she breached the buffer zone. So there's a zone with which you can protest, and she was not outside that. But she was not. She was basically within it.
Yeah, so you're criminalising someone in a given space, but you're nonetheless criminalising them simply for engaging in what is otherwise freedom of speech. And I think that's quite wrong.
No, but she's not in the right space, though, to do that.
Is the problem.
No, but nobody's saying that she can't complain.
Rule, that's okay, but the rule is what I'm challenging here. The rule is wrong, because a rule that says that you shouldn't be able to offer help to women in a given space is a ludicrous piece of legislation, a ludicrous example of government overreach. And it was only in place because the abortion lobby, which hates people who oppose abortion, wants to stop them from providing that alternative help and that alternative perspective to women. And that's the fundamental issue here.
Peter, the British Pregnancy Advisory Service has released a statement in the last few minutes, and they claim that that particular clinic in Bournemouth has been subjected to decades of protests, but also resulted in more than 500 reports of harassment. So presumably that is why the buffer zone was set up in the first place.
Well, we're actually just trusting their word on that. It's interesting that there's never been any pictorial evidence or videographical evidence of genuine harassment going on. Now, I've been to a lot of these different kind of protests. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't agree with from a simply pragmatic perspective. I'm not sure that using aborted fetus pictures outside of abortion facilities is necessarily a good idea, irrespective of what you think about those on a pragmatic level. I have never once, in all the times I've been, and I've been to plenty of them, seen any kind of shouting at women, any kind of judgmental behaviour beyond the broad, we don't think that abortion is right, it's wrong. There's never been any harassment that an ordinary person...
But that's just what you've seen. But that's just what you've seen. You can go by what you've seen.
Absolutely.
But this is what people are saying. But what about the women going into the clinic? Now, that's all very well. Everybody should have an equal right to their own space to contemplate whatever it is they want to contemplate. But when there is a border that is set there that says, look, you can do your thing there, and we'll do our thing over here. This is the line that you do not cross. This gives everybody an equal space to have their own freedoms. What is wrong with that? That's called the law, isn't it?
Well, the law can be wrong. The law can be right, it can be wrong. In this case, I think it's wrong for the simple reason that if you say we're going to have this space where no one may engage in the kind of activity that we're talking about, so offering help to women or providing an alternative perspective, what you're actually doing is chilling speech on the one hand, because the idea there is the speech is there to help the women who are going in. It's not just there to broadcast I'm against abortion.
You think you're helping, but you might not be helping. But Peter, you might not be helping.
Can I just say, if you go to the Be Here For Me campaign, which is a group of women who were helped by these kind of protests and these kind of actions, then I think you'll find plenty of evidence of women who have been served precisely by this kind of freedom of speech.
Well, listen, Peter, it helped me.
That's what's being stopped here.
Peter, it helped me because I didn't have the abortion I was going to have because somebody was out there. But I don't think that was bad. They weren't in my face, and I'm glad that I was influenced by that. Peter Williams, thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you. He's the Director for Family Education Trust and a former executive for the Office for the Right to Life.